We are live. Welcome to the FGTN show, Fishing Gear and Tech News. I'm your host, Alex Tim, and Jiffy just dropped a new website and teased a mystery launch for October 28th. That's right. That's a week from today. That's incredible. Plus, we've got Eurotackle's new jointed spade blade, tuned up custom rods, Unreal hoodie collab, an Otter sonar sled update with an auger attachment coming soon. Pretty exciting. We're going to talk about it. And more fall tackle deals are rolling in. Thanks to a viewer for letting me know about that. So we'll talk about that near the end here. And if you're watching live, tell me, what do you think Jiffy is launching? What do you think is going to come out next week? And if you're on the replay squad, go ahead and drop a flame emoji in the comments, just showing that you're pumped up for ice season. So let's go ahead, say hey to a couple people that are tuning in here. What's up, Blaine, member of the channel? Appreciate all the support. Nice to see. I can always count on you being here. Neil, what's going on? IL Fishing, what's up? What's up? Charles, another member of the channel. Nice to see you. Thanks for the support. Wessam, hellos. All right, let's jump into it. So this is the website. So here's what we know. Yeah, I've got more to show you here too. Jiffy ice fishing is different, right? Here, let me pull up what they used to be. Ice fishing. The old Jiffy logo didn't say that. This is what the old logo said. Let me see if I can do this in a way not to screw up the whole stream here. And of course I can't. So the old Jiffy logo used to say Jiffy Ice Drills. It did not say, you know what? I'm just going to show this. Share this tab instead. All right. Hopefully this doesn't do anything crazy. I know this is hard to see. Let me do this. We're going to click here. And then we're going to click here. Here is the old logo. I don't know how easy this is to see. Let me zoom in for you right here. Jiffy Ice Drills. It says ice back here behind this little emblem. I should have planned this before the stream, but Jiffy Ice Drills is what their logo used to be. But now, that's right, now they've got a website, jiffyicefishing.com. That's the page that I'm on right here. This is public information. I'm not sharing anything behind the scenes right here. This is Jiffy Ice Fishing. A new era begins 10/28. So what do we know? They changed their website. Their website is no longer jiffyicedrills.com. It is jiffyicefishing.com. And in fact, I wonder what happens if I actually type in jiffyicedrills.com. Doesn't work. jiffyaugers.com. Doesn't work. So jiffyicefishing.com is what it is. That is the site that we have up here. Begins 10/28. Again, a week from today. So here's the really good news. Next week, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to go deep on it. And I'm really excited about it. This is what it says. We're currently working on something new and exciting that will be revealed soon. In the meantime, for any parts or service questions, legacy products, you can reach out to customer service at Artisam. That's right. Artisam is the parent company of, guess in the comments before I say, drum roll, who this Artisam is the owner of Jiffy Ice Fishing. If you haven't been keeping up on the news the last couple of years here, big news, Jiffy Ice Fishing is owned by the same parent company as Eskimo and Ion. All of them are owned by Artisam. Pretty interesting. Subscribe for product updates and promotions once new items are revealed. Go ahead, throw your email in there, click notify, and you can follow us on their socials. Well, let's pop on over to their Facebook page, Jiffy Ice Drills. This is what the name. I don't know if they're going to change this to say Jiffy Ice Fishing. That would probably make sense. So maybe they will go ahead and do that. I know that's a really easy change for them to make. They've already updated the logo on the page to say Jiffy Ice Fishing. A new era begins October 28th. I'm going to play this 25-second video. Then we're going to go through a little bit of the stuff here and we're going to talk about it. Okay. You should be able to hear this audio if I play this.
Hey, it is Nate with Jiffy Ice Fishing. I'll tell you what, mark your calendars, mark everything you have, send up the flares, because coming up on October 28th is launch day. What are we launching? What's going on? What is happening with Jiffy Ice Fishing? I'll tell you what, make sure you are there. Stay tuned. We've got something absolutely incredible to share with you.
And there we have it. That's the video. They posted this literally 3 hours ago from the filming of this. Jiffy Ice Fishing coming October 28th. Ice Fishing, Jiffy, Fishing Life. If we scroll down, here's what we can see. We can see they're making posts every day. 7 days out. Cold tested, angler approved. We've got ice in the background. Ice Fishing, Jiffy Ice Gear, Ice Fishing Nation, Ice Season. Can't wait. We got 8 days out, built for ice anglers who don't settle. Power, precision, performance. It's almost here. 10 days out, the next generation of ice fishing begins on October 28th. Maybe hoping a lightweight electric auger, and maybe I can trade mine into y'all. And then the same thing that they have on their website there. And then they posted back on October 13th. You might have noticed the new logo. All we can say for now, big things are coming from Jiffy. Stay tuned. Hopefully that K-Drill bought them so everyone can have good ice auger. K-Drill did not buy them. K-Drill is owned by the same company as Vexilar, believe it or not, which is an investment firm, which is interesting. But yeah, Jiffy, as we just talked about, is owned by Artisam, which you can see right here. Artisam is responsible for this page. I know that's hard to see. Artisam is responsible for the page in Cumberland, Wisconsin, which is the same place Eskimo and Ion are out of. So this is what we've got right now. They don't have a whole lot more below that. They've got the banner that they had in here, and then just some other stuff that is from earlier on. So what are we thinking? Drop in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. This is what I will tell you. I am really excited about what they have coming. I know a little bit, but I can't share because I am under NDA. But I will tell you this, it is freaking exciting and I cannot wait. There's a ton of content coming out next week from them, but I want to know, what do you think? I think just looking at the public information here that's available, they changed their name to be a more general name of ice fishing rather than focused on augers. I would assume that's a pretty telling read between the lines on what that maybe means, right? It's not all about augers or ice drills anymore. However, they did say power, precision, performance. It's almost here. So drop down in the comments. Let me know. I mean, I'm freaking excited about this. I think there's going to be a lot of really excited people. So drop in the comments. We'll swing back to them here in a little bit. Eskimo. Yep. Some people are saying Eskimo, Ion. Yep. Same parent company. When did Artisam buy Jiffy? Was it? It was either the beginning of last year or it was the end of the year before. But yeah, bought them a couple years ago. So it must have been the end of the year before. Yep. Bought them a couple years ago. I think we all saw it, right? Like Jiffy's been known for their augers, right? I mean, that's what they've had. And I think we've even seen them in stores kind of like selling through inventory. So now knowing that this new stuff that they have is coming is pretty freaking exciting. So get excited. Little teaser for next week. You gotta load back into the FGTN show next week, because I think you guys are going to be excited. And by the way, the hat that I'm wearing, it's another one of those melon hats. I got a really cool thing to tell you guys next week about that. I'm going to save you some freaking money if you are into hats next week as well. Okay, let's keep rolling here. We'll swing back. We'll talk more about Jiffy too. If you have any comments, questions, thoughts about it, drop it down in the comments. But Eurotackle has announced we're starting to see the beginning of a lot of new ice gear coming out, right? Like it's just around the corner. The big companies, let me look at my list. A lot of the big companies have already announced their stuff, right? So we already know Eskimo, we already know Otter, we already know Clam, but there's more coming. I mean, we just talked about Jiffy. There's more coming. And so we've got to just buckle up because we're now in the crazy time period of finding all this stuff out, and shows are starting. We're going to talk about it at the end here. This weekend is the first like official like ice show, if you will, that's happening. I'm excited about it. In Eurotackle, as an example, a lot of these companies launch their new tackle right around this time of year and at the first couple of shows. So Eurotackle's new item that they have is the spade blade jointed. So we know that the spade blade came out, was it last year? And we know it wasn't like net new. It was, I think, purchased from a different company or like the IP or the design or something like that. But now they have a jointed version of it. And this seems to be the way that the industry goes, right? Like you've got the pinhead, right? The pinhead minnow from Clam Pro Tackle. And then what did they do? The jointed pinhead, right? And then you've got like the time bomb spoon, one of my favorite walleye and crappie ice fishing baits of all time. And then that went to a more jointed style as well. Like these are the things that these companies do. So this is the new one, the spade blade jointed. It is 1/8 ounce, and they've got multiple different colors here. Of course, they've got featured up here. That is I think it's called the Fire Tiger. Yeah, the Fire Tiger color pattern there. They've got a pink one. And let's flip through these puppies because these are fun to look at. We've got like a yellow one. Let me zoom out a little bit so we can say what the colors are. So we've got pink. And it just broke on us. Let's refresh the page. I don't know why it broke on us. Pink, chartreuse, fire tiger, blue chrome, which is like a red, white, and blue. That actually looks pretty sweet. We've got Abbey glow, which is a white, bright glow. It glows like a chartreuse color. We've got bloody gold, golden red, which is always a powerful combination when you're targeting walleye. Wonder bee glow. So it's the glow, chartreuse glow with the white backing, Wonder bread. And then we've got purple tiger and we've got baby bluegill. My favorites, I haven't tried these, but my favorites, and of course I'm going to pick some of these up, is the baby bluegill. And I personally think the jointed is going to perform way better than the normal spade blade. My personal opinion, just due to the action, especially in an ice fishing setting. These will also work for open water, 100%. In fact, if you're one of those people, drop it down in the comments and let me know. It is a real thing to use ice fishing lures and vertical jig in open water, even off the side of a boat. It is a very successful tactic. In fact, some of the pros say some of the best time that they have, specifically walleye fishing, is off of the side of a boat, vertical jigging a spoon or a jig head with a minnow on it, right? Very, very basic. We don't need to be crazy fancy. And if we've already got all this great ice fishing stuff, because that's honestly the season that we care the most about, if you're like me at least, no hate to those that like open water. I love open water as well, but ice fishing is really where it's at. You can use these open water as well. So kind of back to, before I got off on that tangent, baby bluegill is going to be one of my favorites. Of course, you got to pick up a Wonder bread because, you know, this isn't really for the fish. It's kind of for the angler. It catches the angler because it looks so cool. And then the Abbey glow, I'm a big fan of, and the Fire Tiger. I would get chartreuse, but I think that for me, the Abbey glow and just glowing it up is going to do something very similar to me. And then, of course, the Fire Tiger kind of has that goldish yellow in it as well, which I think to a fish is going to be probably more attractive than the chartreuse. But you know, some people believe in that chartreuse, and hey, it works, right? So yeah, so that's Eurotackle, one of the new baits that they have coming. Knowing Eurotackle, they've got a few more coming. They like to space the releases out, so we'll probably hear more about them. And usually what I've seen is Eurotackle, when they announce something, there's a lag of about a month plus before they hit retail shelves. So even if retailers sell Eurotackle, this was announced, I think, in the last handful of days here. It likely won't be at like this first ice show that's this weekend or the ones over the next couple of weeks. You're likely going to have to buy it on their website. I don't have a promo code for them. Let me know if you want me to reach out and try to get a promo code for Eurotackle, but I don't have one for them. I should try to get you guys one to save you a little bit of money, but let me know. All right, another thing that I'm super excited about, tuned up custom rods. I think you all know, if you follow the channel, I love their rods. Of course, I use a bunch of different rods. I really like, they have 2 new ice fishing rods that they came out with this year, so I'm excited to try those out. But Unreal is a brand, an apparel brand that I'm a huge fan of. It's super high quality stuff. UNRL, pronounced Unreal, is the brand of apparel that they have cooperated with. And this isn't their first time. They've done this before, but Tuned Up Custom Rods has 2 new hoodies this year. The Unreal Elevation Tuned Up Custom Rod, or TUCR logo hoodie, black and white. They're not cheap. I'm not telling, like, this isn't Tuned Up Custom Rods upping the price on this. This is like what these Unreal hoodies go for. And these are some of the nice ones. So you've got $100. You've got all your different sizes here available. Here's a couple of the photos. This thing looks slick. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm definitely going to be picking one of these up. I should message him and see if he's going to have any of these at the upcoming shows. But there's this guy right here, which is black and white. And then they've got this heather. Is this a heather gray? Oh, it's a charcoal. A charcoal. I call it a heather gray. Elevation TUCR logo hoodie, charcoal black. They're already out of the medium, so I guess if you want them, stock up now. And you can see it is embroidered. So this is high quality stuff. You've got the really nice hood on it. These are awesome. We're almost to that time of year where you can basically live in a hoodie unless you can't be in one for work. But this is what it says: a whole new level of comfort. The Elevation hoodie is crafted with custom engineered textured fabric, as we can see in the photos. I'll zoom in. You can see kind of that texture that's in there. It's the same as the other one. I think just different color pattern here. Comfortable midweight design, cotton blend in clean, simple trims. This hoodie is perfect for training, lounging, and everywhere in between. Midweight, it's great for all seasons. And you can tell it's more of that midweight. It doesn't look super thick. Custom engineered textured knit fabric, 4-way stretch. So you got that stretchability to it, which is always awesome. If you get one that's a little bit more fitted to you, you can still stretch without feeling like you're going to rip the thing. Overlapped hood neckline, secured zippered hand pockets. Ooh, that's nice. I didn't even notice that before. That is one of the features on a hoodie that I really like. This is not a paid ad. I get nothing if you buy these from Tuned Up Custom Rod. I also don't have a promo code for them. Let me know if you guys want me to get one. Adjustable hood, draw cords, drop cut with overlap side hem, moisture wicking with odor control, custom laced Unreal logo, wrinkle release, and then you've got cotton, polyester, and some spandex. This is what is giving it your 4-way stretch. I don't think these, I can't say this. I don't know. Sometimes some of these companies, these higher end companies that make this apparel, pre-shrink their material. I don't know if Unreal does that, but it is 67% cotton, so something to be paying attention to. I'm definitely picking up at least one of these hoodies, if not both. I'm going to try to check them out. Okay. Three. I just glanced at the comments. We'll come back to them, but a 3-year warranty on a hoodie. What? Does it say that in here? Did I miss that? No. Does it really? Oh, it says right here. 3-year warranty on a hoodie. Okay, that is a little weird. Well, there you go. It says it right here on the page. So as long as it says it there when you buy it, I guess you're getting a 3-year warranty. Interesting. I don't know if that's a typo. I don't know if TUCR, if you're seeing this, might want to pull that off if that's not true. That's funny. That's awesome. But yeah, if you want to support a local Minnesota business, this is Tuned Up Custom Rods. They also make great rods. This isn't an ad for them, so we're gonna hop off of this. But yeah, we'll hop back here to some of the comments because there's some good Jiffy ones in here that we'll talk about in a second. But we got to get through all the good big news for people that tune in. There's some people that tune in only for like 20 minutes at the beginning. They want the news and they get out of here. And I appreciate you sticking around for even that part of it, or you hang out for the party after as well. So next up, I had somebody comment on the video, one of the videos that I did around the Otter gear. And I specifically talked around the sonar sled, right? I still believe, I've said this since I leaked the information, the first video on YouTube around Otter's new gear, that the sonar sled, I believe, will be the biggest ice fishing gear item in terms of hype, excitement, and volume that we're going to see this year. I still believe that to be true for the most part. There may be a couple of other things that are still coming that may bounce it out, but I think that's true. So there've been people buying these. I'm waiting. I'm gonna buy one this weekend regardless. I'm gonna either buy it from the show that's happening this weekend, or I'm just gonna go online and buy it from like Shields or something like that. I'm trying to get a show deal, but I don't know if they'll have them at the show that I'm going to. We'll talk about that next year. But what somebody commented on the video around the sonar sled is that there was a comment on somebody else's video. Nick Linder, I think we all know who he is. Great guy in the industry as well, content creator, does a lot of really great content. He actually tested the sonar sled last year, so he's had one, and he did a video. Go check out his video. If I remember, I'll link it down below after, so you can go check it out. He did a nice job with the video. But this guy commented that I have pulled up here on the video talking about some upgrades that they have coming for it. So this guy says, I'm an engineer for Otter and was the lead designer on the sonar sled. There are auger brackets coming. Remember, there was 2 pain points that I outlined based off of all of your feedback and in the observations that we made. There's 2 pain points that I noticed with the sonar sled itself. And it's just so interesting that we talked about it, and then boom, they're commenting on those exact same 2 things. One is, where do you put your auger? So he's answering that here. The second thing was, how do you get Hyfax on the thing? Because it's the hollow underneath that front cavity. Like, how do you do it? So he answers both of those here. There's auger brackets coming, and we're hoping to release them this season. That would be awesome. There are 2 threaded inserts on each side of the back of the sled that hold the brackets. And this is obviously on Nick's video. He says, I have no idea, because I guess Nick's video didn't have those. So let me show you what he's talking about here. So this is just Otter's website here. And we can see, of course, the sonar sled. These right here are what I'm assuming he's talking about. These are 1/4-20 screw-in points. There is a better photo of it here. So this is the front of the sled with the magnetic closure on it. You've got an attachment point here. Again, this works for their, what does Otter call theirs? I think it's the quick attach system for their accessories. I'm pretty sure it's quick attach. That's what this is for. You can actually put your quick attach accessories there. And then back here, you could put one as well. It's just the other way. But the intent of this evidently was for the auger holders to be mounted to it, which makes a ton of sense because that's where you would want it to be. Now, what I'm hoping to be true is that the auger holders go up above where the bucket clearance is going to be. So I hope they go up a good foot, right? A foot. You don't want it to be too high because you don't want a high center of gravity in terms of tipping, but you want to be able to clear a bucket that's sitting there. So hopefully they go straight up and they don't go out the back. Maybe they can go out the back just a couple of inches and up, but you ideally want to keep some of that weight kind of to the back 2/3 of the sled, because something you need to be very well aware of is that when you're loading this thing up, and I'm going to get one of these and I'm going to load it up and kind of talk through all of this. In order to pull it through the snow the best that you can, you do not want it to be really back heavy and you do not want it to be very front heavy. If it's super front heavy, like if you load up the front of this magnetic thing with a lot of the magnetic closure flap here, this bin, I'm blanking on words here. The enclosure area here up below the, what are they calling it? It's gonna get to me until I figure out what it's called. The front storage compartment. Thank you. If you load that up with a lot of weight, what you're going to have is as you're pulling it, the front of the sled is going to want to dig down into the snow. So therefore, you're going to have more friction, which is going to cause, I'm not worried about wearing out the sled if you're pulling it by hand, but it's going to be harder to pull, right? Ideally, what you want is the front to be a little bit lighter where it kind of tips up. Now, you don't want too much weight in the all the way in the back, because then what's going to happen is the front is going to try to flip up, and then you're going to have the back kind of angled part of this right down here that you can see my mouse is going over. That's going to dig down into the ice, and then you've got the same problem. What you want is to have as much surface area of the sled to float on top of the snow. So really where you want as much of your weight is not directly in the middle. You want it a little bit behind middle, because again, you want the front, the nose part of it, even though it is angled, to be a little bit lighter so it comes up on the snow and then the rest just glides across it. So really where the bucket is the prime spot for most of your weight. Unfortunately, they designed it so that should be true, except for, like, I know my primary live scope setup that I have on a shuttle is like 32 pounds. That's going to sit in this pocket up here. So I do need quite a bit of weight on the back. I wouldn't add weight just so that you have the balance right. Of course, the lighter you can keep the sled, the better. But in terms of distribution, that's what you're going to want to look at. So all of that to say, and in fact, here, this must be one of the prototype sleds, because you notice how the screw holes aren't here in the back on this one. This must be similar to like what Nick had in his. But all of that to say, I hope that the auger holder goes up and over, and really, because that pocket where this shovel is intended for that shovel. So hopefully the auger holder goes up and over, so you can still use that pocket for the shovel, and you can use the bucket there. So hopefully it goes a little bit higher than that. Otherwise, it would have to go further out the back, but then you've got a lot of weight. Some of these augers are heavy, and if they're hanging off the back, you got 20, 25 pounds hanging off the back on some of the heavy ones. That is not necessarily going to be the best case scenario. So that is what's coming that he talks about here, that their auger brackets are coming, and hopefully later this season. Now, he also addresses the second pain point that we had. There's no high facts because it would be near impossible to get your hand in the sled to thread the nuts onto the bolts. That's exactly what we had talked about. How the heck are you going to do that? And they said, well, yep, that's a problem. So they're testing some specialty hardware that would allow the high facts to fasten to the sled without using nuts and bolts. So I would assume that some type of insert that you can screw in, it's going to bite. And then maybe it's like a drywall anchor where you can kind of tap it in and it's going to cinch down from behind. Heck, maybe those drywall anchors would work. Like you screw a big enough hole in, you put the anchor in there, and then you screw into the anchor and it's going to hold behind it. Maybe that's the solution. Use drywall anchors. I just thought about that now, but who knows? We'll see what they come out with. Something like that would probably solve that problem. But he says, super cool to see all the excitement behind the sled. Can't wait to see him out on the ice. So again, $249.99 for the Otter Sonar sled. I'll have it linked down below to the best prices that we can find. Frank's Great Outdoors has the best price, but they will not ship it. It's an in-store deal only. It's $199.99 there. I have seen it at other places for cheaper than $249.99. Currently, the only places that have it in stock are $249.99, but I will always link down below. It's one link, but it goes to a page that has all of the best deals on it. So you'll be able to click through that way as well. But pick it up if you can find a deal. If you can find it at a show, you're probably looking at somewhere between 10 to 20% off. Hopefully, that's what I'm banking on. Hopefully this Saturday. So we will see. All right. Some fall, if you're still open water fishing, or I mean, there is some stuff you can use for ice fishing in here as well. The St. Croix factory store has a fall tackle sale. Friday, 10/17, so this started last Friday, and going through Sunday, the 26th, that's this upcoming Sunday, save 30% on hard baits, tackle, accessories, and more. As an example, if we were to say shop bait storage, it opens a new tab. So let's open that new tab. What you're looking at here is some deals. So you've got the Mammoth live bait bucket, normally $130, down to $90.99. You've got an Angle Pro bait cooler from $139.99 now from $97.99, so 42% off. So you're literally saving on some of this really high-end gear, which is great. I wonder if they've got different size. They do have different sizes of the bait cooler. So the 7-quart is $97.99. I don't know if that's a good deal. It's been probably a year since I looked at pricing of these. It's interesting that they have, oh, here it is. The 7-quart is actually a 7.5-quart. That's this one right here. That feels a little bit expensive, but this is the Pro bait cooler. So this is good. This is good to call out because people will probably get confused. They make the Angle bait cooler, which is this, and it does not have the white. This, let me show you what I'm talking about. There's 2 different Angle bait coolers nowadays. You see how where it connects in between the latches here, how that's white? If it's white, that means the inside is white. The Pro Series cooler has white there. It's not just because of the color white. The other ones are gray or tan or something like that. But that's one of the features and the easiest feature as a giveaway. It also is stainless steel hardware on here. And it also has the upgraded lithium aerator with it as well, which is great. So that's what you're getting. So this price actually probably is not too bad. This is actually a pretty decent price, I would think. But you can get it in different colors. And they're all the Pro always have white, and they are silver on the outside. They do make silver ones that are the non-Pro, but then they will come with the old like battery operated aerator, which you don't really want. So anyways, St. Croix has some deals going right now. We'll pop over here. We've got some tackle storage if we want to look at this. And again, they've got deals on all of this. Everything from these cases are actually pretty nice, by the way. Oh, the new Plano stowaway tackle boxes. Whoa, do they have the waterproof ones in here? No, just the 3,500 size, it looks like, unless they have some others. Daiwa came out with the D boxes as well, which aren't anything fancy, but there's a ton of really good deals in here right now. Again, I don't think that I have any sort of promo codes or anything for you, but if I do, just drop and click the link down below. You'll get the best deal that I can find for you. So if you're interested, they've got quite a bit of fall sales going on, and you're saving 30% on all of this stuff. So they've got hard baits, jigs, terminal tackle, soft plastics as well. Thank you so much to one of the viewers of the channel. This is why I appreciate. I got a cell number down below, an email, IM me, DM me. I try to get to all of them. I know some of them get missed through the cracks. So just reach out again if I haven't gotten to you within a handful of days. But if you see deals like this, let me know and I can share it with all of you. So appreciate the members, the viewers and audience on the channel for sharing this stuff out. Okay. Next up, I want to tell you a little bit about the Shields Ice Fest. So there's a bunch of these, and we're gonna talk about the upcoming ones that are happening here. This is just one. This is in St. Cloud, Minnesota, but there's a ton of them. And I just wanted to show you an example of what to expect. Now, I've had 2 people reach out to me and say, are there any ice shows coming up that Garmin is sponsoring? I don't know why that matters, but surprisingly, I think all of the Shields Ice Fest are presented by Garmin. They are the presenting sponsor of these shows. So that means they will for sure have a booth. They for sure will have products there. Now, what's interesting is, of course, they'll have seminars and all of those things. But if we look at the page here, what we can see, and this is, of course, the St. Cloud one, but you'll likely see a lot of the similar things. So that's why I'm talking about it here. You'll see a lot of the similar things at some of the other shows as well. This one is actually pretty interesting because they've got over 25 vendors, dealers, partners on site. Almost all of them will have that. And then this is specific to St. Cloud. This is their 10th year doing the show. And so they're going to have over $10,000 in prizes to celebrate. You can go on their website and see what they are, but they've got a ton of prizes that they're giving away in terms of gift cards, free not trips, but like guided trips, and then a ton of gear as well. They've got a deal. I'll zoom in. They've got a deal that's buy a bundle, build a bundle, and you can click here to get more info. So of course, we're going to click here to get more info. And you know what? It did. Oh, okay. So it goes to the actual I guess there's a different event for buy, build, bring a bundle. Buy any bundle during the St. Cloud Shields Ice Fest, bring it to our Shields tent, and one of our Shields fishing experts will help you build your bundle on site. This is pretty cool. I think this is great. I haven't seen anybody do this. Garmin will have a tent inside the tent. They will have a tent inside the tent. Whoa. I'll take a picture of it because I'll go. And if there's really a tent inside of a tent, you guys will see it. Interesting. So Garmin will have that going on. And what do they say? Now's your time to get one. Stop by the Garmin tent inside the big tent. Okay. And let Shields fishing experts help you build your live scope bundle on site. Pick your favorite screen, battery, pole, and everything else. Attend the Garmin Live Scope seminar given by Garmin Pro Bobby Steinbach. Click here to get yourself registered for the seminar. So there you go. That is one of the cool things that they got going on. They've got a lot of other things too. So they've got seminars. This one's got Jason Mitchell going. We just talked about Bobby. Trunk or treat they got going on. Try curling, youth activities, tundra fudge. So they got tons of these things are fun. They absolutely are. Most of the events are happening usually outside. They've got like the big white tent. Then they've got like hub houses and flip overs out in the parking lot right outside of the area. Sometimes like Ice Castle rolls up with some stuff and some like ice houses and those types of things you'll see there. But then inside of the store, of course, you can also buy the stuff, whatever they have also inside in the ice fishing area. So this is just super exciting. This one is October 31st through November 2nd. So not this weekend, but next weekend. So let's talk about one other event, and then we'll kind of go through what's upcoming this weekend. Then we'll swing over to the comments and talk more about, I know there's some people asking some questions about the Jiffy stuff. We're going to talk about that. So a viewer here on the channel, one of you all reached out, and they've got an event that they got going on November 1st. So this is next weekend. If you are in what's the Westland, Michigan, you may want to go check this out. This is a VFW gear swap meet, and they've got a best in show ice shanty contest upcoming November 1st from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you want to go check it out, I will have it linked down below. An ice fishing gear swap in concert. 11 a.m. kickoff announcement at the pavilion. It's free for veterans, $5 donation for everybody else to get in. Set up your gear like you like on the ice, drive up, drop your gear in an assigned location. If you want to do a gear drop, you can trade and sell equipment. They are doing best ice shanty setup wins a prize. Tons of really fun stuff. They do have a cash bar full kitchen. You can register, and they've got a band concert at 4 p.m. The Outlaw Ways, and it will run until they get closed down. So if you are interested, I will have this link down below as well. So in terms of ice fishing events, again, I'll have this link down below, but you can go to alextim.com, and then on the sidebar or in the hamburger menu, you can click Ice Fishing Shows 2025-2026, and you're going to see what we're talking about. This upcoming weekend, the first true, in my opinion, ice fishing event that's happening of the year is this weekend. It's in Ramsey, Minnesota. It is probably my third favorite ice show that happens. It's the North Metro Ice Show. It is the Adrenaline Sports Center. This year, I really like how they're doing it. They're pairing two things up. So it's the ice show itself, which is your normal ice show where you got vendors, you've got skid houses, wheel houses. They're doing giveaways there. But they've also got the modified portable ice house show going on as well. Let me click on this and see. They don't have any pictures of it. I video this every year. I will be there with a camera. So if you've got a portable ice house, a flip over, a hub house, you've got a hole hopping rig or something, and you want to get there, you can win prizes for it. And I think here, let me pull it up here. The prizes are you can get a chance to win. I don't know what you win. Looks like it's a $25 entry fee. You can get in, but you win quite a bit of stuff. So you can win that if you get into it. But I will also video you. I always walk through and video everybody that has a house that's there. as long as they want to be on video, and I put it out. I will link some of those down below as well, so you can see the ones from the last years. There's some of the more popular videos that people love seeing because people like seeing how you can trick your trap. So that makes it so that even if you can't come to the event, you can still see this stuff because there's a lot of people that want to see it. And then again, the next weekend. So it's like hitting every weekend. The next weekend, October 31st, Halloween weekend, you're going to be able to go to the Shields St. Cloud Ice Fest. Then I guess it is the next weekend, the Dakota Angler Ice Institute in Sioux Falls. This is my favorite ice show that goes on. I will be there as well. Then Winnipeg is the same weekend. Then it's Bismarck, North Dakota. So you can kind of see, I'm not going to drain them for you, but we've got a ton of events going on throughout the year. And I'm continually adding to this as we know this is live and it's got the latest and greatest on it. So what do y'all think? Drop if you got any questions in the chat, and I will swing back through and try to hit a few of these before we wrap up. We already answered the question around when did Artisan buy Jiffy. You know what? Let's get you a date. Artisan buys Jiffy ice drills. I think that's what their name used to be. When did Artisan buy Jiffy ice drills? Late 2023. There is your answer. The acquisition became apparent in early September 2023. So I was dead on accurate. I said it was either the beginning of last ice fishing season or the fall of the year before, and it was the fall of the year before, so September 2023. Artisan purchased Jiffy and is the parent company of brands like Eskimo and Ion. So there you go. That is your answer. Wayne is saying there are so many here. Should we flip back to this? Get this on the screen so we get excited about it. There are so many ice augers out there. How are they going to top what's on the market now? Wayne, here's my question for you. What makes you think that they're launching an ice auger? Now, okay, I'll say this. They definitely did have, right? They did have the post that says power, precision, performance. So I guess that's maybe where you're thinking they're coming out with an auger. Interesting. They're going to bring the DWS Outdoors. What's up, man? They're going to bring the leading edge of ice scoops. You never know. Theirs may have two handles on it, right? So you can get a good scoop into the slush out of the hole. Oh, I think that's awesome. They won't do augers or shacks. Batteries, maybe? Maybe Artisan is making a play against clam heaters. I like the questions. Here's what I'll tell you. Some of the words you have in there are right. Oh, this is great. Wayne. Yeah, yes. Spade blade will have some serious flash to it. Yes, it will. With all that action in the body, I agree. Charles is saying he tried out some of the Eurotackle stuff last year. He really liked it. Want to pick up some more this year. Might try to pick up a few to try out. Yeah, in fact, Eurotackle makes some of my favorite plastics as well. They do a lot of the really small, like the microplastics, and they do a really nice job with them. And yes, they're expensive, but they're not like crazy expensive like some of the ones that are out there. These jointed lures are a nightmare in the tackle box. Yes, so tangly. Gotta get the $69 special organizer to go with them. Yeah, so I'm interested to see how Clam's magnetic tackle boxes are this year. The CPT tackle boxes that they came out with, because the hooks will go on there, and that's what tangles in these is the hooks. And so I think that can hopefully help solve some of the problem that we have there. Why do those scream snake northern bite offs? Yeah, that is true. Spoons are definitely going to get piked. Okay, let's see. A yellow Jiffy hub house. Wouldn't that be something? Maybe. Do they have any teasers in here of anything? I guess yellow is still a thing. Maybe. What if it's like a snow dog or a tug kind of thing for pulling sleds? That could be interesting. That's actually not a bad idea, but what is the brand that has those? Well, Snow Dog, you just said it. Snow Dogs, the Snow Dogs that are out there. Where is the ice show? Yeah, the one that I'm going to this weekend is in Ramsey, Minnesota. It's at the Adrenaline Sports Center. Ryan saying he's never tried a TUCR. Have you heard of Cade rods? I've never heard of Cade rods. Shoot me a link or some details on it. Maybe I'll check them out this year. And if they sell them at any of the ice shows or anything, I'll for sure check them out and maybe pick one up. I always like supporting some of those, the mom and pop shops and smaller companies when they come to the shows and buy a couple things from them. Yeah. Nightcrawler, no worries. You can always rewind, man. Sonar sled, you could rivet the Hyfax on them. Yep, riveting would work as well. Plastic rivets like they use on kayaks. You know it. The thingamajigger. All right, let's see. Will you be able to actually sit on the pail while it's in the sled? You sure can. I don't think it's designed for that though, because the way that these are designed, if you look at when there's a pail in there, is your sonar unit ideally is facing out, but you could like what I'm going to do is have a bucket seat on it, so that way I can pull it off and sit in front of it right by my hole, right? Because the problem would be you could turn your fish finder here around facing the bucket. You could go on the bucket and straddle your screen, but then your head's going to be looking down really tightly, not going to be comfortable. And then you're reaching over everything to jig your rod. I wouldn't do that. What I would do is just pull your bucket out with the bucket seat on it and then set it here right in front of your hole. And then you jig your hole looking at it. But yeah, in a pinch, you could definitely sit on it. Maybe they'll use Elmer's glue to attach them. The Hyfax. That is too funny. If you're not in a tent, why do you need that big of a shovel? You know, it's deceiving. This shovel really isn't that big. It is actually fairly small. This is the Otter shovel that they've got. It's a pretty small shovel. In fact, let's look at it. Otter has one of the slowest websites to load in between pages. It's actually pretty crazy. All right, let's look here. Let me get the comment off of the screen so we can see. And shovel, shovel, shovel. Where is it? Where is it? Not in here. I could take a drink. If I have to flip to the third page, we'll take a break. Everybody can take a bathroom break before it loads in. Here it is. Telescoping shovel. I clicked on it already. All right. Here we go. Dimensions. Extended dimensions. When it's extended like it is right here in the photo, it's only 26 inches long, 9 inches wide. When it's collapsed, it's 18 inches long, collapsed, 18 inches long, 9 inches wide. So it is deceiving. You can see how small it is here in this picture and in this picture as well. It is actually a fairly small shovel. You can see this guy's on his knees in order to use it to throw snow onto the skirt. Of course, like if you're going out in any type of machine, you always want some sort of small shovel with you. So I think that is the intent of having this. If you're pulling by hand, yeah, it's kind of interesting. I don't know why you would need a shovel. Maybe you're bringing a hub house with, and you've got it in like a sled behind it or something. You're going to be kind of doing both. Shields has had Garmin special pricing exclusive to them, so would expect some special pricing for these shows. Yeah, we already know Shields has some deals going on Garmin stuff. Go check out anglerbuilt.com, website that I built to save you some money on if you're building a live scope setup. We'll jump more into that in the coming weeks here, but yes, I agree. I think that Shields already has some deals, and I think they're going to get even more lucrative as we see here. A new Jiffy. Yep, probably. November 20th, Fargo Shields event. As long as harvest is wrapped up by then, I'll try to be one of the first 200 who get a free Shields ice fishing box. I didn't even say that, but yeah, that was one of the big things about this show that I totally missed, is that they are giving out free buckets to the first like 100 or 200, even in St. Cloud as well. So there you go. I think they're launching their own live scope because they're advertising precision at performance. I tell you what, I will let you know they're not doing that. They are not launching their own live scope. I think I can say that. Um, Power, precision, performance equals their own brand of live scope or imaging. I love where your head's at. I wish that would be sweet, but no, they're not coming out with a live imaging unit. Iron Range Ham, at least not that I know of. Iron Range Ham picked up 2 Lake Effect panty rods. Nice. Can't wait to give them a go. Awesome. Have you talked or tried the clam tip up, and what do you think about it? The Predator tip up, I bought one last year, but I have not used it yet. It is a very robust unit. I'm excited to try it this year because now in Minnesota, we can actually use jaw jackers and auto hook setters. So I'm excited to use it for that. It is very heavy duty. It is also not the lightest tip up that you will have. If you're talking about the lighted tip ups, Brad, I have not. The Watchtower tip ups, I have not, and I doubt that I will buy them. Yeah. Jiffy diesel heaters. Whoa, that would be cool. I don't have any of the toys to pull things. I will only pull one item, not the little sled and another for a hub. I have an old flip. I will only pull one item, not the little sled. Yeah, that's true. If you have you have an old flip, so you just use the tub in your flip over, right? I mean, you're good then. I think the idea behind the sonar sled is for people that are really hole hopping around, or they're planning on just a day trip and they don't want to shelter. I think that's really the intent of it. If you're bringing a house with you, probably not ideal unless you're like going to go out and like part of your day is going to be hole hopping. I could see that for sure. So the jaw jackers are not legal this winter. Jim, what? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. Is it January? Hold on. Minnesota jaw jacker. I'm pretty sure they are. You're right. Thank you. You just saved a lot of people from some fines, Jim. The jaw jackers are not legal until March 1st. So for me, that is this year because I fish much later than March 1st, as long as the ice holds up, which it has every single year. So yeah, I'll be going out after March 1st, but it is March 1st, 2026. You cannot use them until March 1st, 2026 in Minnesota. Good to know. Why the heck are they waiting? Here. Let me share this tab. This is dumb. Yes, the jaw jacker and similar automatic hook setting devices are now legal in Minnesota for ice fishing as of rule change that becomes effective March 1st, 2026. Jim is right. Thank you, Jim. Previously, they were illegal, but the new regulations allow their use to potentially reduce gut hooked fish and improve catch and release practices. If this is true, why are we waiting until the end of another ice season? If this is to help the fisheries and the fish, this is really dumb. Why are we waiting? What is the point? Oh, well, we're just not worried about gut hooked fish and, improving catch and release this year, or maybe next year. That is the dumbest thing ever. Good Lord. They should make this thing retroactive. This is stupid. This is dumb. Yep. Jim, you're right. Start of new fishing season, new rule changes. But you know what? They should retroactively, what's up, Nick? They should be able to go back and be like, look, because it's not like they're changing the rules to make them more restrictive. I could understand if they're like, this will be banned in the future. Like I could see maybe like that's hard because somebody could be like, I have the rule book and it says that I can use it. Like that's hard to do. Like putting an addendum in there and then trying to like I could see that. but by opening up the rules and making them more lenient while also solving for a problem that is hurting fisheries based off of their own language, it seems really silly. My opinion. Jim, buy lots of rods. They bust rods. Yeah. Jim, do you have any rods that you prefer? Let us know. State of Minnesota is the state of dumb rules. Wisconsin Johnson. I love it, man. I love it. We do have a lot of silly rules here in Minnesota. But I will get on my my little wooden box and be like, this is dumb. Why are we waiting? I get it. Nick makes a good point. Our fishing license year ends at the end of February. So that's why they've got it in March for a new, but I still think it's stupid. But I don't make the rules. I just have to follow them. So all right, y'all. Really appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. Hopefully you got some good value out of the stream. As you saw, you absolutely need to tune in next Tuesday on the 28th. There's like all the Jiffy stuff we're going to talk about. There's some other deals that are going to be dropping. So tune in next week. Appreciate each and every one of you. Reach out with any questions, any new stuff that you find, and hopefully I'll see some of you at the Ramsey show this weekend. I will be there, I think, all day this Saturday. I probably won't go on Sunday as well. So if you are in the area, swing on by, hit me up, and we'll see if we can bring your hub house or your modified portable shelter out. We'll get you on video as well. So thank you so much. Tight lines, take it easy, and see you next week.